Hello folks, my name is Bert Orr and we have a treat for you in store tonight. We're going to transpose a lot of old movies, home movies that I had taken 40, 50 years ago, and I've been keeping them just for this precise moment. Most of these films are taken in an old colonial home called the Jane Teller Mansion. And we've taken pictures of my mother and father and all my the wives and the children and the grandchildren, and I'm going to narrate as I go along to try to keep you abreast of what you are seeing. It's going to be a little difficult, but I'm going to try my best. My son John purchased this video outfit only last night, and as tomorrow I'm going to be leaving for Florida, very anxious to take some of these pictures, these video pictures down to Florida with me to show to my brother Jimmy, his wife Mildred, and their daughter Eileen and her husband Bruce. These pictures, some of them are of Eileen's childhood when she was only 2 years old. Now she is married and has 3 daughters of her own. Jimmy and Mildred live down in Florida, and Eileen lives just about 5 miles from them. And I also have a home down there and enjoy it very much. I'm going to enjoy translating these pictures. Take you back in history about 50, 55 years ago, when my mother and father were caretakers of an old colonial mansion which was owned by the colonial dames of America. My mother and father took over caretaking of this mansion in 1925. I remember it well. I was just 15 years old at the time, a mere breath of a lad. Now the scene you're seeing now, my mother and father and my sister Evelyn, that's me, just came in with a ladder. You won't see much of me because I'm taking in most of the movies. These are old home movies being transposed over to a modern video camera. My son John purchased just last night. We're going to try to put all our old home movies on video to preserve them for posterity. That's a close-up of my mother and father. And that's just a tickle on my father's chin. And that's my mother there. We were caretakers in this old colonial home for almost 50 years, and we hated to leave it. Now, my father had been working in the garden, and sister was serving him a little refreshment, a little punch there. Papa would rather have a highball. Now, they're just getting through with the little break, and going back into the house. My mother's carrying the flowers. Bye-bye, sis. And Papa's saying goodbye. You notice the gas tanks in the background there. That's the gas company had those big large tanks right next door to us. Now that's a picture of Mom and Pop getting ready to go out for the day. And my sister Evelyn had a job as secretary in this home. This is a shot that they call the rock garden. Now we're trying to put on a little sequence here. Papa's supposed to be taking a snooze. And that's my sister-in-law, Madeline, who has been visiting us. And around the corner comes a bunch of visitors. Now there's Thomasine. That's my niece Thomasine, my brother Tommy's daughter. And Marilyn, that's his other daughter. And there's Arthur and Mary Kay and Marilyn. And they come around and they just greeting my mother and father and Madeline. And they're waking Pop up from his snooze. Now Pop doesn't like to be wakened up like that, so he's going to put everybody to work. He's given Arthur a grass rake to Arthur, and given a roller to Mary Kay, and little Thomasine has got the lawnmower. And now what do you think Pop's going to do? Well, he's going to sit down. To see him in a minute. He's going to sit down and go back to sleep again. He likes to keep everybody working. Always said, many hands make light work. Aren't those azaleas beautiful in the background? That was a very, very nice spot This old house was built by John Adams, the second president of the United States, for his daughter Abigail Adams when she married Colonel Smith. Now we're going up into the garden here. And that's Thomasine bending down, picking up. She was a cute little gal, Thomasine. She's married now and has three daughters and a son. Lives up in Valhalla. That's Marilyn. She was about, let's see, Marilyn must have been around maybe 16 years old at that time. And there's Arthur and Evelyn, and they had just been married a short time then, and they didn't have any children yet. Now we're going to take you for a scene with Eileen Alana Orr. That's the daughter of my brother Jimmy. She was a cute little gal and very cooperative to take pictures. Here she is making out that she's waking up from the crib. And this is out in Hallmark in St. Albans, Cambria Heights. They bought a nice little house out there and they lived there over 20 years. Then she is jumping in the crib, and pretty soon you're going to see a picture of, that's her mother taking her out of the crib. That's Mildred. Putting her in a high chair there. Now Eileen was only about, I think about 2 or 3 years old here. But she was really a bright little gal and very cooperative in every way when we wanted to take pictures. And Pop and I were visiting this morning when we were taking these pictures. Now, my father is feeding Eileen here, and these pictures are really coming out good. This is really great. I intend to take these pictures down to Florida to show them to Jimmy and Mildred. And I have a VCR down there that I can show them on my television set and stuff. They're coming out the side door of the little house in Cambria Heights where Jimmy and Mildred live. Now those lawn chairs I made in the firehouse for Jimmy and Mildred. I made a little one for Eileen. See, she's sitting in her little chair there. They spent many happy times out in Cambria Heights. Now she turned the water on and she's walking through the water and getting all wet. She doesn't even realize it. And her mother, Mildred, didn't think it was too funny, but she's going to come over and display a little temper here. She's still standing in the water. That's a picture of me sitting on the front step with Eileen. I just got into the fire department. It must have been around 1938. Now this is back in the old colonial home again. This is in the kitchen. My mother and father used to have a Thanksgiving dinner and a Christmas dinner for the whole family, getting the whole group together in this old colonial kitchen. And they had a real live fireplace in the background. There's my brother Jimmy. He's coming over and kissing Eileen. And let's see who else is in here. Yeah, now you can see the fireplace in the background. That's my mother served many happy meal there, getting everybody together. That's a close-up of Eileen. Now she's grown up and she's living in Florida. She's living in Clearwater, not too far from her mother and father. That's my older brother Tom, Thomas Randall there in the background, and his family. They came late that day. They were always late, and we couldn't wait for them, so we had already had our dinner. So they ate by themselves. That's Thomasine. My brother Randall, he had several jobs in his day. I think he's got a black eye here. We asked him where did he get the black eye. He said he was hit by someone threw a shoe at him. That's little Jimmy, my brother Tommy's little boy, Jimmy. Now he's living out in Huntington near his sister Marilyn. He was only about a year and a half at that time. Now we're giving out the Christmas presents here. Arthur was distributing the Christmas presents to everybody. And this is out in the big hall at the Colonial Main house. Eileen. My mother. Little Jimmy. He couldn't have been more than a year if he was a year old. Everybody's opening their Christmas presents. That was a beautiful tree we had there, all trimmed with icicles. Madeline is trying to hide our little Jimmy. Jimmy is working for United Parcel now. That's a little close-up of Jimmy. Close-up of Thomasine. And a close-up of Eileen. There's a wonderful age we're living in where you can do this. Take the old home movie and show them on a screen and get them on videotape and then play it right back on your television set. That's my sister Evelyn showing a necklace for Christmas. Santa Claus was always very good to everybody. That's Mildred there. She got some writing paper. She's showing, got her name on it. That's my father coming down. Every Christmas he got out his formal wear because he was going out and worked as a butler for one of the colonial dames, Mrs. Delafield, who he had worked for many years as her butler. And just once a year now he went back when she got a whole family together, and she had him come and help her serve dinner at their house. That's my oldest brother Tommy climbing around there. That's my brother Jimmy. There's a picture of myself there. Everybody's getting into the act. That's the title we made. Explains itself. Eileen is 4 years old. Well, there it is, 1943. Eileen always loved to wear hats. She's got somebody's hat on here. That's Pop behind her. And there's Eileen's brother, Buddy, and his wife. I don't think they were married at that time. Eileen is blowing out the candles on her cake. And another piece of cake to everybody. That's Evelyn getting a piece of cake. We had a lot of fun making these old home movies. And every time the family gets together, they all want to see them. There she is, 4 years old. That's her birthday. Now there's a scene at Manor Haven Park, Fort Washington, in the playground there. That's Marilyn on the swing and Thomasine on the swing. This might have been about 1945. Now they have a full-size swimming pool in this park, and this neighborhood has really grown. Property value has just gone sky high, unbelievable. And the rents, you wouldn't believe what they're getting for rents in this area now. That's Marilyn going down to the starting pond. I think it's pretty hot because the sun was shining on it. That's Jimmy walking in the sand. He's getting a little bigger now, maybe about a year and a half. Most of these pictures came out pretty good considering how old they are. Well, here we are back in the rock garden now in the Colonial Dames house. The azaleas are still in bloom. Now there's a picture of my wife Peggy, and I just make out what this is. Oh, the golden wedding anniversary of my mother and father. My mother and father were married 50 years, and we had this big party for them. Incidentally, my sister Evelyn is going to be married 50 years this coming January the 8th. They're going to have a big blowout. That's my mother and father there. Pop wasn't feeling too good. You don't see that, he doesn't look too good here. God, but we came out. That's the wedding, the golden wedding cake. We got all our friends together to come to this golden wedding anniversary. It was held in a restaurant in St. Albans. That's Evelyn. That's Arthur. Close-up of Arthur. That's for Thomasine. Marilyn. There's Marilyn and Larry. I don't think they were married then. There's Mrs. Dunn, a very good friend of my mother and father's. And there's Johnny Heisler, the singing fool, and his wife. And there's Eileen and her mother Mildred. And there's a picture of Peggy. And there's a picture of yours truly. I think we must have had about 40 or 50 people in it. There's Florence Smith. And that's Johnny Heisler's little boy. And there's Mrs. Smith. And there's Lily. That's Mrs. Smith's other daughter. That's my brother Jimmy. And my Irish cousin Julia. Everybody's having a very good time. And there's Betty Orr. That's a cousin of John Orr and his wife Betty. We had asked them to come to the golden wedding. Very nice looking lady. They had twin daughters. And there's my Aunt Mima. And there's little Jimmy again, growing up. And there's Madeline and my oldest brother Tom, Thomas Randall. Everybody was having a good time. There's Jimmy. He must be around 10 there, and that's his sister, Thomasine. And there's a picture of my two brothers and myself, and my mother. I made a cassette of this golden wedding anniversary. You know, everybody speak into the mic. And I'll have to get it and play it so it'll come out on the video. My sister with a new hairdo. Everybody's kissing Mom. And that's the waiter. He was a very good waiter, and everybody was tipping $5 bills. He certainly made all right on it. Let's see. Brother Tommy dancing with my mother. I don't think he even knew how to dance, but he got out there. My brother Jimmy dancing with his daughter Eileen. Julia and Aunt Mima. There's Johnny Heisler and his wife Edith. And there's Larry dancing with Peggy. There's Marilyn. And there's Julia's oldest son, Jimmy. So brother Jimmy and Julia. Uncle Arthur dancing with Florence Smith. Mom and Pop out there dancing. Now this is a picture of my two aunts leaving for Ireland, going back to Ireland, on the Mauritania. Got a big send-off. A lot of us went over to see them off. There they are. Inside, Jimmy is holding that life preserver, and they're taking a picture of them inside. There's Eileen. Where was the last time they went over? They both died when over in Ireland, and they didn't come back again. I've been in this country quite a while. There's Julia's other son, Joseph. And Mary, and Myra, my mother. It's really nice that I got these pictures. Brings back many nice memories. Uncle Arthur. There's my sister and her husband Arthur. And picture of myself and Eileen. My brother Jimmy. My Aunt Mary. Took quite a few pictures that day. Now that's Janie. That's Arthur was holding Janie on his shoulder. That's their youngest daughter. And there's Joseph, Julia's boy, Cahill, Joseph Cahill. He went into the Merchant Marines, United States Merchant Marines. That was quite a big ship there, Mauritania. Well, it looks like that's the end of the film, folks. Now you're gonna have a real treat for you. You're going to see a beautiful wedding. My wife Peggy and myself were married in Cambria Heights, in St. Albans rather, and April the 9th, 1950. And you'll see us coming out of the church. I had given my friend Barney Short my camera to take pictures, but he was late getting to the church. He didn't get any pictures in the church or going in, but he got pictures of us coming out, and also pictures at the reception. And Joe Halliday was one of the ushers at the wedding, and my brother Tom was the best man, and we had quite a few people in the wedding party. It was a very nice wedding, and you'll also see part of the reception after the wedding. The reception was held at Antoine's Restaurant in Cambria Heights, and we had quite a number of people there, and you'll see them dancing and enjoying themselves. My mother and father were there, and my aunts, and everybody enjoyed it very much. I hope that you enjoy seeing it, and we'll have more for you in store. It's a picture of Peggy and my wedding back in 1950, April the 8th, April the 9th, 1950. And this is a little church in St. Albans. The people are coming out of the church here, and pretty soon you'll see the bride and groom coming out, and everybody will be throwing rice at them. Now, that's Johnny Heisler. He sang at the wedding, and his wife Edith. And I think that's I'm not sure that, no, that's Patty. That's a friend of Peggy's there. And there's the bride and groom coming out. And that's Freddie. There's quite a few in the wedding party here. My brother Tom was the best man. And there's Fritz, that's Peggy's brother. He gave the bride away. Now that's the wedding cake. This is at the reception. Feeding the cake to the groom. The bride is feeding the cake to the groom. A picture of us dancing at the wedding. Peggy was a beautiful bride. That's the top of the cake. louder. That's a picture of Fritz, and that's Fritz's girlfriend. That's Peggy's brother. That's Peggy's oldest sister, Ethel, and that's her husband, Bill. They're both passed away now. He was a salesman, and that's my niece Thomasine, and that's my nephew Jimmy. That's my oldest brother's son, and that's some friends of Peggy's there. I forget their names. And that's friends of Peggy's that came to the wedding. Now this is dancing at the reception. My brother Jimmy dancing there with his wife Peggy. Arthur dancing with Evelyn. I'm dancing with Bonnie Short's wife Mary. She's passed away now too. Sad to be late. My brother Jimmy and his dancing with Mildred. Brother Tommy dancing with Madeline. It was a nice little reception we had there. That's Peggy with a bridal veil. And that is little Annie there, my sister's oldest daughter. And that's Eileen. She's maybe about 10 or 12 years old there. And my mother and my sister Evelyn. And my brother James. And my Aunt Mary. I've just seen her going back to Ireland on a Mauritania. And my Aunt Mima. And there's the handsome groom. My brother Jimmy there. Looks like everybody's singing there, having a good time. That's Johnny Heisler. My brother Tom. Bonnie Short. Great to have these old movies that looks like think of those happy days. In the bygone years, 1950, that's 35, over 30, about 36 years ago. Now this is Peggy and I on our honeymoon. We stayed at this Temple Inn Motel on the way down to Florida. I just bought this car, it was a 1950 Chevy. Cars were very hard to get in those days, and they kept stalling me off. It was a nice looking car. That's Peg walking around getting into the side of it. Peg didn't have a driver's license at that time. That's the ferry with Delmarva going across the Chesapeake Bay. Put the car on the ferry and go across Chesapeake Bay a couple of hours. Pretty windy, as you can readily see. Peg is showing off her engagement ring and her wedding ring. We're just clowning around with this fire station here on the boat. Wasn't too many people on the boat. Kind of cold there. This is another place we stopped on the way down, Rushling Pines, Cottages Restaurant, Elizabeth City, North Carolina. We didn't get to Florida, we got as far as Myrtle Beach, and we were tired of driving, and it was nice there, and we decided to stay at Myrtle Beach. That's Bing Crosby on the magazine that Peg is reading there. April is pretty cold, still pretty cold, too cold for swimming. This guess this is another place that we stopped at. Oh, this must be Myrtle Beach. Peggy's got a swimming suit on here. I guess we're going to the beach for a swim. Or at least to walk along the beach in case it's too cold to go in. Can't remember what happened to this car. I sold it, or I probably sold it, but I don't remember who I sold it to. It's about as far as Peg got into the water. It's April, you know, it's pretty cold. So we're having lunch on the beach here. Not too many people on the beach. I don't think there was anybody there. There we are, coming out of the water. I guess I must have set the camera up and let it run by itself here, or else I have to ask somebody to take the picture. Good memories of long gone by days. Notice the dresses are pretty long in those days. Peggy's waistline there. This is on the pier down in South Carolina. Peggy really didn't catch us, so she's just clowning around with it. People fishing off the pier. Try to get a ticket before fishing. Another motel that we stopped at. Little individual motels that are very cute. Well, this is up in Allentown. On the way home, we stopped at Peggy's sister, Edna. She's got a nice house in Allentown. Peg comes in with the groceries. That's Edna's husband. Peg is hanging up the wash. Now this is up in Danville. That's Peg's two older sisters. Both of them have passed away now. Ethel and I can't remember the other one's name. And that's a dog there that could never stop barking. The white one didn't like me no how. That dog. He would never stop barking. This was a friendly dog, but that was Chow. Black Chow. I know that white dog lost all his hairs all over the house. Now that's Peg's niece and her husband. Sir Captain. Remember he came down, that's where he was a school teacher, and that's when he was younger.
Oh yes, I remember.
Yeah.
Changed quite a bit.
Oh yeah, I didn't recognize him at all.
30 years to do that to you.
Yeah, I guess he
35 years.
I guess he didn't recognize me either. See how cute she was, Sir Captain?
I'd recognize her today.
Good doll. Well, he put on a lot of weight. What was his name? Do you remember?
Frank, maybe?
No, I don't think so. Now this is a house in Allentown. That's Edna, Pike's sister, and her husband. She always hated to see people leave, and she always cried when people left. Very sad to relate, he died, this fellow died only 36 years of age, had a heart attack. He worked in the Bethlehem Steel Mill out there in Allentown. Now they're building the house next door. That's Edna's brother-in-law. They bought the lots and built 3 houses for the mother and the son and the daughter. Now this is Johnny's shoes. Now this is my little boy Johnny.
I recognize him. I can remember
I think
him.
he changed quite a bit. These pictures are really too dark here. I hate to cut them out. Well, this is getting a little better now. I guess John was about a year old here, or a year and a half. Very handsome child. Now John is married and has a little boy of his own. That's the little high chair he was in. I mean a little low chair rather, a bouncing chair. That's my little boy Johnny. Used to like that little chair, bouncing. Did you see any resemblance, kid?
Him, he never changed.
Never changed. He's drooling a little
I
bit.
still drool.
That's true.
I drool when I get excited. Is that poison ivy you let me play with there?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Is this in the yard now, 58?
I can't recognize.
That's the house. That's in the kitchen now. These are kids' favorite types of pictures also. Early in the morning in the bathroom.
Oh, this is in the kitchen inside the house, yeah. Oh, he's looking out the plate glass window in the back. You know the big window?
Okay, right, yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking it through the window. They took lots of close-ups of him.
I was a good-looking kid.
Well, his hair grew, got long curly hair. And one day I asked my brother Jimmy, would you like to cut his hair? And he said, I'd love to cut his hair. So we took him down the cellar and cut his hair. And come up. Madeline was, my brother's wife, Madeline was there. And oh, she started falling Jimmy out. Poor Jimmy.
Was it Jimmy or Tommy who cut the hair?
Jimmy. You spoiled his hair. This is 1 year old here. Happy birthday to you. Look, we lit the candle.
All children do that.
That's Madeline. Madeline only lived about a quarter of a mile away, and she was down quite a bit to visit us.
Potential fireman wants to put the fire out.
Godfather song. Now we gotta cut up the cake.
How many eggs did you put in that cake?
Quite a few. Well, he got his hands over the air.
You notice how they always had that harness on you, John? They didn't trust you.
He dropped me too many times. They learned. These were the real happy years before Tommy came along.
Yeah, well, it wasn't long before.
My life was uncomplicated at this point.
6 months later, Tommy
I had all the attention.
There's the Arnold girls, that's
Dorothy and Joan.
Dorothy and Joan, yeah. They used to babysit. Yeah.
That had to be convenient to have a babysitter 2 houses away. 2 babysitters.
Yeah. Joan was a very pretty girl.
It's funny when I see them now, I don't look at that age difference at all.
Christmas with John Frederick.
1951. Let's see
And
birthday's very near Christmas.
I think I was always cheated because of that also.
We used to have birthday parties, one in July and one in December. That movies are all the birthday parties.
Doesn't this pick up what we're saying?
Yes, kid, it does pick up what we're saying. You're part of the narrative.
Picks up everything.
Narration.
Oh, there's Marilyn and Larry. Look how thin Larry was there. Oh, they'd love to see these pictures. Now, Marilyn and Thomasine both worked as models at one time.
Johnny, you can see how fast your mother's grayed right after you were born.
How fast what?
Your mother's hair was getting grayer.
Is that when you started going gray right after we got married?
Looked like you're a little sleepy there, John.
I don't know how they're shaking me. Probably gonna be sick.
Us in the living room, all the cards, we used to put them on the stairway. Maybe you're just starting to walk. Didn't take too many pictures of Tommy. It was all of John.
Tommy wasn't here yet.
No, even so, when he didn't come along. Oh, that's in the, yeah, that's in the dinette. I can read it in the dinette. I don't know what she's showing him there.
Our clock.
Oh yeah, that's right. He always kept running toward the camera, so we set the alarm clock to go off. That would hold his attention. How goofy it was.
So chubby you are there after Tommy came along. You're no longer chubby.
Here he goes up the stairway.
We have pictures of Lori Ann doing the same thing at your mother's house.
I'm forgetting taking these.
Oh, pretty good coming down.
I don't think your kids ever fell down that stairway. No, Tommy fell down the
Cellar stairs?
cellar stairs, yeah. Scared the hell out of all of us. Oh, here's the Park East Hospital where Tommy was born. You're both born in this hospital. That's Mrs. Arnold, Betty coming out. But guess who? Tommy-O. Asleep as usual. Get into the car now for the ride home. That's my mother holding little Tommy. I don't know if he didn't wake up yet. Still fast asleep. I remember carrying him in and saying to John, "Look, John, here's your little baby brother." And John just looked up and then he kept on eating. Oh, this is coming out the back door at the 58 program. My father and Johnny and Peg. This is a fence that I built to keep the boys in. As soon as I built it, they climbed over it. You know why he's crying? I was taking pictures, and I wanted to take pictures of Tommy, and he wanted to be in the picture. I'm still asleep. My mother and father. Oh, this is the doctor's office that we took, the baby doctor that we took the boys to, Lawrence Strauss. Sure took a lot of movies in those days.
You tease me about the movies and snapshots I take.
There's Pop Beating and Johnny-O. We're gonna look like a regular little boy, him. There's a Peg used to wash the boys right at the kitchen sink. I don't know if that's John or Tom. I guess it's Tom. I don't know whether this is Johnny or Tommy's place.
Looks like Tom.
I guess it is Tom.
Hard to say though, they look a lot alike when they were babies.
Well, Tommy was much heavier.
Oh really?
Yeah. Brother Jimmy is saying that John
There
is...
it looks just like Thomas.
That's Tom, yeah. That Tom said, John is not thin, my brother Jimmy would say. That Tommy makes him look like he's thin.
People still say that today about Tommy and I.
I think Peg was a little tired of getting a picture taken here. Put an expression on his face there.
There you are, John.
What a great little kid.
Right there, his head is bigger than John's there.
Oh, look at that. Is that your favorite cat, John? You told me you had no choice.
Fire truck.
This must have been your birthday.
They probably took me right back to the store. I don't remember it. Looks like I'm really willing to share that with Tommy.
So that's where you pushed his hand away before. John kissing Tom.
Remember that?
John, you look a little cold here.
I don't think Tom wants you kissing him, John.
This is the Arnold girls pulling John on a sleigh. On a sled.
That's the kind of house I'd like to have, John.
That's my sister's house out in Westfield,
You want to live in Westfield, kid?
1953.
You commute to see your sister. Imagine our phone bill?
Oh, that's Annie coming to Annie and my sister coming to the door. We had quite a crowd there that day. Even my Aunt Mima is there. Eileen, Jimmy. Uncle Arthur, Jamie, Aunt Mary, Jenny. That's Jimmy's holding Tommy. Eileen, Peggy, Up, Madeline, Evelyn, Brother Tom, Mildred, complete with cigarette, Mima. Mima, Jen. Oh, this is at Christmas time. Trying to figure out where this was now. boys are getting bigger here. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed that. I really enjoyed it myself, taking me back over all those years to my wedding 36 years ago. Well, folks, now you're going to see another wedding. My niece Marilyn and her husband Larry. They were married at the in Port Washington in St. Peter's Church, right here in Port, and the reception was held at the Riviera, right down on Manhasset Bay. And we had quite a number of people at the wedding. They had Joe Halliday got in as an usher again. I don't know how he managed to squeeze in there. And quite a few ushers and bridesmaids there. Marilyn's sister was maid of honor. And the little Jimmy was there. And my brother Tom, he paid for the whole works. And I'm sure you'll enjoy watching it. Well, folks, looks like we're back in the Colonial Mansion here, the big kitchen in the Colonial Dames of America home at 61st Street and York Avenue. Looks like we're getting another family get-together. Somebody's birthday. Who is it? What do you know? Annie's birthday. And how old is she? How old are you, Ann? Louder? Happy birthday to Ann. I guess she's about 4 years old here. I will tell you in a minute. 4, right. She's holding up 4 fingers. Happy birthday, Annie, a sweet little girl. And we're having a little birthday party for you here. We always got the family together for birthdays and Christmas. And there's Ann and Eileen and my mother. And there's Janie, my sister Evelyn is holding Janie, my brother Jimmy, Eileen, and Annie. Annie is now 2 years old. Oh, they have 3 candles because they always give you 1 candle for the coming year. September 30th, 1951. Look at that crowd of people there. Let's see, who do we have? Starting from the left to the right. Eileen, Peggy is holding Tommy, and my mother. There's Arthur alongside Liz, Annie, and Evelyn is holding Janie. And there's Mrs. McCauley, that's Arthur's mother, and Arthur's sister. She's a pretty girl. And Arthur's brother. And my Aunt Mima, she always loved to be singing. Everybody's singing happy birthday to Annie. And there's my father. Looks like this is another birthday party for Ann. See how many candles is on this cake. That's Janie cutting the cake. Doing a good job, Janie girl. Janie is married now and has 2 boys of her own. She lives down in St. Augustine, Florida. My sister and her husband are going to move down near there pretty soon. And Arthur retires. Now we're passing out the cake. And who's that little guy? I don't recognize him. Janie. Oh, I know who this is. That's Annie is 9 years old here. That little boy was Arthur's sister's little son. her name is Beth. Now is the time our Annie is 9. There she is. And there's Janie there. Janie's getting to be quite a little lady. There's Annie again. Pop, this is in the old kitchen in the old colonial mansion. My sister Evelyn helped Mom with the dinner. And there's Arthur over there talking to little Tommy. No, that's Johnny. That's Johnny in the baby carriage. Now look at that spread of food there. Isn't that nice? All those grapes. Pop. We always had Pop carve the turkey. He was good at carving. Yeah, we had many happy times in that old mansion. I didn't like it too much when we moved there first, but after a while it sort of grew on you, and I hated to leave. There's Peggy. I don't see my brother Tommy. I guess he was late. Annie just loves to dance. She loves to open presents. Great little actress. Now Annie's got a little girl of her own and a little boy who very talented, straight A student. Also plays piano very well. Little blank space on the film here. There we go. Now this is a wedding. This is Marilyn and Larry's wedding. Joe Halliday was one of the ushers. And that's my brother Tommy getting out of the limousine there, and there's the bride coming up the steps of St. Peter's Church in Fort Washington. That's Clarence, who drove the limousine. He worked for my brother, at least and he owned that limousine. There's Clarence in this proud car. I took a shot of him. He kept that limousine really shined up. I always thought that Marilyn looked something like Princess Grace in these pictures. My brother Tom with the white jacket. That's Larry. Larry and Marilyn were out at my son Tom's home only about a month ago. Had a little get-together for my birthday. Here they're coming out of the church. That's my mother kissing the bride. Kissing Larry, bridegroom. That's my pop shaking hands. And there's Eileen. Eileen must be around 16 there. I don't know who that was. There's Louise and Peggy coming out of the church. That's part of the bridal party there. Thomasine was maid of honor. I don't know who that is. Joe Halliday. This is at the reception at the Riviera. That's Larry shaking hands with my father. My Aunt Mima's there. That's Joe Halliday. Joe Halliday and Louise live out in Phoenix now. Phoenix, Arizona. Just got a nice birthday card from Louise. There's the bride and groom dancing on the floor there. Bride looks very happy, very pretty girl. They've been asking about these pictures. I told them I still have them and I'm going to put them on videotape. There's Madeline and one of her sisters, I think it's Tessie. There's Peggy and her friend. Oh no, that's Pauline. Pauline and Peg. That's my sister Evelyn and my father. And Annie. Little Fluff and Annie. And there's Marilyn and the bridegroom. And here's the maid of honor, Thomasine. They're getting ready to leave. There seems to be a little confusion here. Here they are saying goodbye. I guess Larry would be glad to get away. They're holding their shoes here. Well, I don't know what the idea is, but the photographer asked them to hold their shoes. I guess it has something to do with good luck. Now I'm dancing with my bride, Peggy. And there's Joe Halliday dancing with Marie. This is outside the church. Well, there's my sister-in-law, Madeline's mother, Mrs. Weiss. That's Pauline. Joe Halliday. Clarence. Chauffeur. Thomasine. My brother Tom. That's Mr. Weiss. There's Larry, looks a little tired, Thomasine. Well, there they are in the car, ready to ride out, off into the sunset. There they go. Marilyn and Larry had 4 boys, 4 sons. They live out in Huntington now. Have their own business, employment agency. This is Eileen's husband, John. And his daughter, Beth. John Shabansky. I can't make out exactly where this is. Might be still at the wedding. Oh no, this is taken outside of Christ Church and Park Avenue. There was a part of some of our old friends were getting married, and I went up there with my camera. That's Frank Bogenrider. I think it was Daisy Weston that got married. That's Willie Horncastle. They didn't even know I was there. And there's the bride. Oh no, Willie Horncastle was getting married. There's Fred Weston. These are all members of the church, the Uplift League that we used to belong to. There's Daisy Weston now. Nice picture of the house there, you know. Not too bad. Looks like it's raining.
This would be any problem here.
Why don't you start it going then?
It is going.
I mean, you got the movie going?
Yeah, but we lost it again already.
What do you mean?
We lost that. There's no bottom loop, but it seems to be working okay.
Oh, you keep losing the loop? Okay, folks, this is the old mansion again. And that's yours truly coming out. This is the first film that I ever took. Back in 1939. And just coming out, getting to go out to battle smoke and flame with my fireman's uniform. That's the 1937 Dodge that I bought when I got to the fire department in 37. And very proud of it, nice car. Remember a girl I was going with at the time, I called up and told her I got my new car. She said, "What color is it?" I said, "It's black." She said, "Black?" I said, "Well, it's black and chromium." That's Jimmy and Mildred with Eileen coming to visit. Eileen was only an infant then, not even a year old. Coming in the front gate of the colonial home. Jimmy is afraid someone's going to drop her, and then my mother and father coming out to greet them. Those are the gas tanks in the background there. Lived 50 years in that old colonial home. Long time to live in one house. Now we're going around the corner of the house into the garden. Since then the colonial dames have sold half the property. And they built a apartment house. The gas tanks are gone. That's a garage in the back. That's gone now too, and there's all apartment houses all around that area. Jimmy's sitting down picking up Eileen. These films got damaged, and I'm just hoping that they come out all right. Be glad to get this on videotape before it goes too bad. Now we're going to see my pup coming out with some refreshments here. It was a nice day for that visit, Jimmy and Mildred and Eileen to visit us. Now they're going to get up and go into the house. My mother was taking Eileen. Eileen is married now and has 3 daughters of her own. Lives down in Clearwater, about 5 miles from where her father lives. Jimmy and Mildred also living down in St. Petersburg. place called Mainlands. Condominium homes, single homes, but they're still condominiums. Now, who's coming to visit us? Evelyn and Arthur. Well, what do you know? (1939). I'm greeting her here. And there's Eileen about a year later. She's just starting to walk now. Really was a cute baby, cute little girl. Always like to get a picture taken. That's me holding Eileen. That's my sister Evelyn. She's in the office and I'm taking a picture of her through the window. And I took it slow motion and I told her to move slowly. The reason I took it slow motion so that they could get more light without using the floodlights. Well, they're going away now. We're going to say goodbye. That's my mother carrying Eileen. Didn't have much hair in those days. They have beautiful hair now. That's the front porch of the old mansion. Plus the steps out the front gate of the mansion. My father. We all called him Pop. Pop, P-A-P. This is the mansion in the wintertime. Pop's coming out. He was a real ham when he come to get him. He liked to get his picture taken. Come on out, Pop. Tell us what a good day it is. We tried a little magic here. Pop waved his hand and Mom appeared. Now they're throwing snowballs at me. My mother looked very cold here. Gonna go back in, pick up the milk. They delivered the milk to the door in those days. Pop got a bottle of booze there, bottle of wine. This is a picture I took on First Avenue when my mother's shopping. Coming out of the grocery store. I just got in the camera and I was taking pictures every place I could think of. That's my father just after putting up the flag. We used to get some big snowstorms in those days. I've been down in Florida these last few winters. I forget what snow looks like. Now I'm coming up the steps. I'm going to shovel the snow here. I help my father shovel it. I think the picture is getting a little more clarity to it now. Picture of my mother. Got a rose pinned on it there. This is little Jimmy, my oldest brother's boy. He had two girls and then the boy came along. They really spoiled that kid. Give him anything he wanted. What a handsome boy. He's not feeling too good right now. Now this is Thomasine and Eileen coming out of the house. My mother coming out. I think this is in St. Albans. Forget whose house it was. I guess my brother was renting there. That's Marilyn. She must be around 18 there, I guess. That's Anthony. That's my brother Jimmy. Clowning around. Fellas wore caps in those days. They don't wear caps anymore. In fact, they don't wear any hats, fellas, today. Time of seeing clowning around. Marilyn. My sister-in-law, Madeline. And Jimmy. Looks like Jimmy's a little sleepy there. Still got the loop there? Now this is another family gathering at the old mansion. There are quite a few people at this. It's either somebody's birthday or a Christmas. Probably Eileen's birthday. See, it looks like she might be 6 years old there, or 5. Mary Kay, my brother Tom, my Aunt Mary, my Aunt Mima. 6th birthday. Annie's 6th birthday, 1948. That's Peggy. Look how narrow her waistline is there. In 48. This was before we were married, 1948. Six years old. Pop's gonna carve the turkey again. Pop was always good at carving turkey. This is little Annie dancing. She just loves to dance. Natural dancer. All you had to do was hum a song and she'd start dancing. I don't believe she ever had dancing lessons. Very good, Annie. Well, Happy New Year, 1949. My mother, Evelyn, Arthur, Annie, and Pop. Close-up of my mother. Very good picture of her. Close-up of Evelyn. Annie and her father, Arthur. My father, Pop. see, where is this? Oh, this is Bethany Memorial Church on First Avenue and 67th Street. My mother used to go to this church quite a bit. She was the president of the sewing circle there. That's a friend, Mrs. Childs. This is a picture of our whole family here. The Evelyn, my mother and father, and Jimmy and Tommy and myself. Evelyn and Annie. Marilyn, Jimmy, my brother Tom, Madeline, and Thomasine. That's their family. There's Eileen and on the group there. Real old film. This is the first film that I ever took. 1939. But they're beautiful girls. That's my Aunt Mary, Aunt Mima, and my mother. My mother had, I think, 7 sisters, and only 2 of them got married. All the rest never did get married, though. Not old maids, they were undiscovered treasures. This is Christmas time again. Everybody's dressing the tree. We used to put it out in the hall. Every Christmas we got a tree. My mother and father. Peggy and myself. Now Annie's going to give us a little dance. The dancing doll. There she goes again. I'll have to ask my sister if she ever took dancing lessons. I don't believe she did. The kid would like to see her doing this. Well, that was short. Well, we enjoyed that dance, Johnny. Well, let's see, what do we have here? This looks like Thomasine and Jimmy. Jimmy was a little rascal in those days. Getting into all kinds of trouble. Well, this is the 58th Fernwood on the front step. I used to spend the summers out in Fort Washington. Then they finally bought a house out there. Myself with Peggy and Marilyn. Now this is Annie. I'm doing some painting. I put an old shirt on her and give her a paintbrush and let her help me paint. This was during the war, and Arthur was overseas, and Annie spent a lot of time with us. Walking through the garden with my mother.
Uh-oh.
Sure. Well, folks, we're back at the mansion again. That's Uncle Arthur coming. That's my brother Tom coming up the steps. Thomasine. Thomasine is knocking on the front door. I think it's going a little too fast. My mother coming out. Open the door for them. My brother Tom is quite a character when it comes to acting. That's Thomasine, pregnant, a cute little girl. Slow it down a little bit. Good. Picture of Marilyn, close up of Thomasine. My Aunt Mima. Sister-in-law Madeline. This looks like Christmas again, folks. Christmas time. Another family get-together. All gathered round the tree.
Whose house is this now?
I can't tell you. I think it's the Colonial House. That's Eileen. Thomasine. Eileen again. Eileen was about a year and a half old there, I think. Uncle Arthur. My father going out his annual Christmas time job, work at the as a waiter at Mr. Delafield's house, where there's soup and fish. Oh, this is taken in the firehouse. That's Bonnie Short's wife Mary and a friend of hers, English girl. That's his son, George. Named him George, he was born on George Washington's birthday. But Bonnie's brother was named George also. Molly was that girl's name. She was a private nurse for a wealthy Jewish family. Had just come over from England. Mary Short was a nice looking girl. That's Bonnie. This is a summer resort up in the New York State called Sugar Maples.
What year is this now?
This must be like 1940. They had an Indian up there for atmosphere. That's my friend Eddie McRoberts. We went up there together. Here I am on a horse.
Whoa, whoa.
What happened? Having a strenuous game of ping pong here. Well, we're gonna leave now and say goodbye to the Indian. He lives in that wigwam. That was my brother Tom, by the fireplace. There's little Jimmy getting pretty big here. Must be about 2 or 3 there. Nice picture by the fireplace, don't you think? That's Thomasine. Gonna rake up the fire. Other daughter, Marilyn, taking a drink away from her father. This is the front door of the mansion. We always put a Christmas wreath on Christmas 1944. That was during the war. Ah, who's this? That's Annie. Little Annie. Wants to see what she got for Christmas. But she got a nice dolly. There's another resort up in the mountains, Split Rock Lodge. This is in the Poconos. Split Rock Lodge. Well, this doctor was up there for a rest. That's Myrna Lloyd. Here I am on skis.
those rope tolls are so tough to be pulled up on.
Yeah.
Did you ever go up the mountain on a chairlift?
On up in the chairlift.
Yeah.
Yeah. The snow was very slow then. It was a warm day.
It looks very slushy. Very wet.
Yeah. Ann is now 3 years old. Happy birthday, Nancy. That was Ruth Sickleton, my mother. That's Eileen bringing Annie a present. Had everybody come in one at a time and bring her a present. My mother. Rose Sickles. That was a friend of Evelyn's. Mildred. Brother Jimmy. And guess who this is? Uncle Fred. Over 40 years ago. Eileen. This might be Eileen's birthday. Oh, this must be in Jimmy and Mildred's house in Cambria Heights. Oh, this is a New Year's party up by my friend Eddie McLevin's house. For New Year's.
This is during the war now, right?
That's Eddie's mother there. Yeah, he went to the Navy. He was in the ship repair unit. He was a machinist. Some people from my church. Eddie's sister. The inn at Buckhill Falls, another place in the Poconos, Ottawa Lodge. Eileen and her mother, Mildred, my brother Jimmy. Eileen and Annie. Eileen and her mother Millet. Mom, Eileen, brother Jimmy.
Right.
Well, this is on Manhasset Bay again, and looks like we're out on our boat. That's Mary Kay, and looks like we're fishing here. I don't remember even taking this. Well, this is some trick photography I was trying. Now this is building the house, 58 Fernwood. We're working on the chimney here. This guy Mac was helping me with it. Now take a look at this, folks. Who's that up on top of the roof? Is that proof that I built that chimney?
It's like Grandpa. I think it's you up there, Grandpa.
I had arranged with a bricklayer to build a chimney, and I got ordered the bricks and the mortar and sand, and he didn't show up. So I think, well, that can't be too hard to build a chimney, so I started building it myself. And as I went up, I got better at it. And up at the top, it really looks good.
Unfortunately, you can't see the top very easily.
There's Uncle Mike and his sister, Ori. And there's little Johnny. I think this is going to Ireland. Not sure. Yeah, we're on the boat here. It comes out better on that screen than on this screen.
Black and white.
Yeah, I remember that hat. I wore that hat going on that cruise, and the photographer took our picture and put it in the hometown paper. I can't recall just what this is here. Looks like a swimming pool.
Anybody we know?
It might be on the ship.
That's not on the
No,
ship.
it's not on the ship, no. Here I am coming out with a couple of drinks. Looks like it's beside a swimming pool. This is Frank McGowan, a fellow who used to work for me, he's a fireman. Nice guy. Often wonder what happened to him. This looks like another wedding here. Try to make out whose wedding it is. There's one for my sister and her husband, Arthur. Could this be Thomasine's wedding? I don't know now. Going into the church. There's Mr. and Mrs. Weiss. Probably is Thomasin's wedding. I don't even remember taking these pictures. see the bride any minute now. Nice looking girl there. Oh, that's Terry. Isn't that Terry? Yeah, Ray Haya. That's Ray Haya. That's Terry's husband. Oh, this is on a cruise, I think, yeah. Away for Cook's Tours. So we're going up a mountain here. Look like some natives somewhere. That looks like Portugal. Or a Greek dance. Looks like this film is something matter with this film too.
Just at the end.
That's Peggy. Jimmy.
Tommy.
Is that Tommy?
Tommy.
Oh, it's football.